All right, knife people, we are here this morning. It's Thursday morning. It's not quite fixed Burlade Friday yet, but on the way to work this morning, I picked up some knives out of my case, and I just thought, well, I'll wait till the night and I'll get home and I'll use my new highfalutin camera. But I'm in the car and I'm thinking, well, I got a knife here in the car. I can just talk about my car knife. How many people got a car knife? Do you need a car knife? Everyone needs a car knife. So we're going to talk about this puppy right here today. This is the MORA BASIC 511. It's in carbon steel. My buddy at the flea market, I buy everything off of him. He picked up a bunch of these. Don't know where he got them, but he had them like 2 for $20, which is a little bit above the asking price. And I understand he's got to make a buck, but this knife right here, you used to be able to get them for like $7 or $8. I did go on DLT's website this morning before I started this video. You can get one of these for $9.95 in the carbon steel. You can't beat that. How many people can say, I got a MORA, 10 bucks. But these knives right here, these are very good knives. I'm gonna take it out of the sheath here so you can kind of see. And I can talk about what I do with it. First thing, we'll look at the actual stamping on the knife itself. It is MORA, well, MORA knife, however you pronounce that, but made in Sweden, carbon. Now, I just like carbon steel a lot better than other steels. You know, you start a fire easier with it. Throw a patina on it. As soon as I got this thing, matter of fact, I didn't buy one of these. I bought 4 of them. I bought one for myself, my wife, and my 2 boys, and said, here you guys go, put these in your cars, use them for whatever. But you know, if you ever broke down, if you ever need anything on the side of the road, you know, how many people tie stuff down to their vehicle and need a knife to cut the rope or whatever. You know, you just, I'm under the belief that you should always have some sort of tools on your person at all time. But this right here, I've outfitted it a little bit, and we'll talk about that. But you know, paid $10, got 4 of these. As soon as I got this one, sat it in a glass of, I believe it was apple cider vinegar, just to kind of put a patina on it, because, you know, these do rust. If you look, it does have patina all over it. But then I was like, well, what can I do to sharpen it as fast? Because I don't want to spend time getting stones out and things like that for a $10 knife. Well, I took this little puppy and I ran it through my Kin Onion and put like a Scandi Vex on it. Now the only problem with that is you can't get the last little bit of the knife, but I don't care. From here on, plenty of cutting surface. You can use it for whatever you need it for, and it works just fine. So yeah, I mean, it is sharp. You run it through there and take it and strop it, and she gets sharp really fast. So it's got more of like a Scandi Vex type edge on it. I also sharpen the spine of the knife. I do have the blade grinding attachment on my Kin Onion, and I just sharpened the back of that. And I did that because when I first bought this, I watched a video on the MORA BASIC 511, and I watched a guy outfit his sheath. Now, what I got in here is I got a ferro rod, and then I got some jute twine that's kind of just laid in there, you know, like you lay it out like you would an extension cord and pack it tight. And then I got this paracord wrapping over it. You can look on how to do this wrap. Hundreds of YouTube channels out there on how to do this. I can't really explain it. I just watched the guy do it, and then I did it. And so yeah, so I've got cordage, I've got kindling, and I've got a fire starter and a carbon knife that I all carry in my personal vehicle. And so yeah, it works out really good. I haven't had to use it yet, but if I ever do need it, it's there. I also got my little day pack that I carry in my car usually as well, that has pretty much all the same stuff. I'll go through that one day. I've got, you know, WIA tools in it, fire starting material, lighters, Write and Rain book, and just everything. And I'll do a video on that as well. It's you know, just like to be prepared. You just never know what's going to happen. But what I use this for, and as you can see, it's patinaed pretty well. This is a great knife to process deer meat with. You got a deer quartered, and you're wanting to cut it into roast, steak, stew meat, anything of that. These are great for that. Me and we got some deer, and I'm like, man, do we want to break out the kitchen knives and use those, or do we get our car knives, try them out? Well, we got our car knives and tried them out, and it worked great. This is a great little knife for that. As you can see, it's not too thick, but it is sturdy. So when you're cutting around the bone, the joints, things like that, you got a deer quartered, you got the the hips, the shoulders, the joints, stuff like that, and you're cutting around there, you're cutting through tendon. You do need something a little bit sturdy to get in there and kind of cut in between the muscle layers. This was perfect for that. Again, I'm not a guy who likes to process an animal with a Bravo one or anything. I like to use a finer knife, and this worked out really good for that. Then I can take it out and run it through my kin onion very quickly and get it right back to hair popping sharp very fast, very easy. But yeah, these are great little knives and you'll be able to get one. Like I said, they're on DLT right now for $9.95. If you get a multicolored one, it's $1 more, I think. So, but who can beat that for $10? You can't beat that for what you're getting. And I did watch a video on a guy who I think he really broke into one of these, and the tang is surprisingly long inside the handle, so that made me feel a little better about using this knife. When you're out there and you're kind of cutting around the bones and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about this knife snapping and jamming into your femoral artery or anything like that. Yeah, it is just a good knife for that. And then I just take this puppy and I put it in my car, and I always have it handy. That way, in case I ever need it for anything, I've got it. Along with my tools. I should do a video on what I just actually carry in my car. I don't drive we do have a brand new vehicle, but I drive back and forth to work a 2012 Honda CR-V, something easy on gas, and gets me from point A to point B, and we use that car to travel, to go back to see my granddaughter in West Virginia, because we do live nowhere close to that, and it's just a great car for getting and traveling. And with it being, a 2012 model, it's 10 years old, you need tools. You need to be prepared in case anything happens. Car's got 103,000 miles on it, so I carry tools. I carry everything I need just in case. You never know what'll happen to you out there. And I learned that from driving junk back when I was younger. I was all the time just had a $500 vehicle, and I had to keep tools on me. A boy the other day in a parking lot of Ace Hardware didn't have a spark plug wrench to get a spark plug off his weed eater, and the people in Ace would not let him borrow one. I said, listen, man, I got you. Come out here to my car. I went out there and pulled out my socket set and immediately grabbed the spark plug socket and the ratchet and handed it to him. He goes, my gosh, that's smart. I'm like, you learn that from driving junk in the hills of West Virginia. You should always have stuff like this on you. And he goes, this is a great idea. I need to do this. And, you could tell he was starting out in the lawn care business. He was probably 20 years old. But hopefully you learned something from that, You never know when you're going to need it. And he wasn't driving the newest vehicle either. He had an old beat-up Ford, and, them things are notorious. Found on the road dead. But listen, this knife right here, for the $10 or $11 you're going to have in it, DLT, probably ship it to you. Well, it's not over $100, so you're going to have to pay some shipping on it probably, but, just buy you some Wicked Wax and some Obanoffs, and maybe a case or something. Get your order up to $100 and get this little puppy sent to you for free. You can't beat it, I'm telling you. And then you can watch the video on how to wrap the sheath, and put you some jute twine and a little ferro rod in there. You got some cordage, you got the knife, you got everything you need. You got everything. And again, you know, DLT trading, all your knife needs. And get the Wicked Wax Fairy over there. I got them huge ass tins of that stuff now, so. But this is my car knife, fellas. Car knife slash deer processing knife. You know, we do also canned deer meat. Very good. Oh man, you can't beat that stuff. Canned deer meat. Whew. Put some barbecue sauce in that. Anyway, pick you one of these up. Don't be afraid of it. Out.